Right. We would like to move on to the next topic. If you have any questions later, you can raise your hand afterward. The next topic will be the challenge of orbital tumor and accentuation in Cambodia by Dr. Opton. He's an associate professor of International University, Health Science University, and Military University. Please forgive me if I'm wrong. And he's also the president of COS, the Cambodian Ophthalmological Society. Please give him a big round of applause to be on the stage.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you are now still strong. I want to change a little bit about the research to the small beauty to the big beauty with Asian tradition. First of all, I want to say thank you so much for the AECOM organizing committee and Lao Society that invite me to speak in this event. Today I want to present about the challenge in ophthalmology field in Cambodia is the orbital exaggeration of orbital tumor. Yeah. I need to a little bit over the anatomy of orbit because it's the time consuming. The exaggeration is the old procedure that described in the 16th century by Batty and revived in the 18th century by Gould. The orbital exaggeration is the remove all the orbital content including periorbital of eyelid. The exaggeration aims to achieve the local control of the disease that spread to the orbit that potentially for the photon or relentlessly progressive that cannot be effectively treated with or the way. The total exaggeration was divided in the three subtotal, total and extended exaggeration. The subtotal exaggeration, the eyelid 2 mm from the eyes last line, periosteum and all orbital content was removed. And the total exaggeration, the upper and the lower eyelid was removed with the periosteum and the orbital content. That the extended exaggeration is the total exaggeration plus remove with the bone wall. For the indication of orbital exaggeration, the more of the time is the indication for the malignant tumor like malignant tumor with the orbital involved. This is basal cell carcinoma or squamous cell carcinoma, and the malignant eyelid tumor beyond the simple excision by extensive sebaceous gland carcinoma or extensive melanoma, orbital involvement with the malignant paranasal sinus tumor or peripheral malignant orbital tumors like lacrimal gland carcinoma. For the non-malignancy like benign orbital tumor, aggressive orbital meningioma or several orbital deformation from neurofibromatosis or several non-specific orbital inflammation disease with the intractable pain of blindness. For the pre-op investigation, very important because all the investigations can provide the proper physical plan like biopsy of the surface of the tumor that helpful for establishing the exactly diagnosis and invasion of the tumor. For the CT scan and MRI is very useful for evaluate for the bone destruction or the threat to the orbit of the tumor. For the preoperative counseling, as you know, the orbital exaggeration is the last step procedure that we select to control the locals that spread to the orbit, but we provide the less cosmetic to the patient. The pre-counseling of the patient is very important because we can avoid the complete together the patient with the doctor after operation. We need to clearly explain to the patient to the parent to the patient relative about the diagnosis, prognosis, and life-threatening of the disease. Also, we need to explain clearly about the nature of the surgery, complication of the surgery, and cosmetic of the so-called reconstruction and some prosthesis. All the time, for general anesthesia, we recommend, but sometimes when the contraindication with the general anesthesia, we can proceed with the local anesthesia and the sedation. Yeah. For surgical technique, the first you need to make an incision line. The incision line should be far enough from the extremity, 5 to 7 mm. After that, we need to close the upper and lower lid together to make the skin incision very stable when we inside the skin. The more of the time we use the blade to inside the skin, we cut through and separate the orbital wrist muscle to expose the orbital rim. For me, I like also with the monopolar cautery or radiofrequency to cut to expose the orbital rim because it can provide the stop bleeding hemostasis. The periosteum, we need to incise 360 degree and continue to separate it from the orbital wall. And we use the cold enucleation scissors to cut the apex of the orbit. Some surgeons use the forceps to clamp the vessel and use the enucleation scissors to cut in front of the forceps. And we stop bleeding with bipolar cautery. For me, all the time, I need to put some skin suture to bring the skin to cover the bone socket, and I put the gauze and paraffin, but some we use on the ointment firm compared to the socket to stop bleeding. And some surgeons use flip thickness skin graft that take from the leg of the patient to cover the socket. Some surgeons use the local skin flap to cover the socket also. The first operative dressing for me I keep for today is no skin graft, and for 4 days to 1 week for skin graft. And the socket granulation and epithelialization complete will take time 3 months to 4 months. This is the first case that is the unusual giant orbital caverna hemangioma. I think 16 younger present in our hospital with a proptosis and pain. The history, the swing on the right eye start protrusion forward, bigger on 10 and 7 years. She never come to see the doctor and never received the surgery. The history of trauma, nothing. On examination, we saw the right eye proptosis, no eyeball, eyelid, no inflammation. The tumor surface smooth, consistent, firm, and some mobility with the heart. For the investigation, CT scan show the orbital deformation, big, and no bone destruction. The complete examination by X-ray and abdominal echography that show the normal. We sent her for anesthesia for evaluation. The operation was performed by modified subtotal exaggeration because the eyelid and periosteum was not removed. This is the picture for the first week of that saw the wound healing. This is the big challenge in oculoplasty in Cambodia because we need to do some cosmetic surgery. And Cambodia, we has now the facial prosthesis also now. The second case is the basal cell carcinoma, 65 years old man present in our hospital with the eyelid ulceration in the left eye and blind. The history, he has the black mole when he was young, and the black mole become bigger on time, and the last 5 years, the black mole become ulceration in the center. He come a lot of time to see the doctor, but only receive with only the Iron Man medicine, only no surgery. The patient was complete examination and investigation. The CT scan show the eyeball, the lacrimal sac was destroyed. The some part of the maxillary bone and lacrimal bone was destroyed. The extended exaggeration was performed. The lacrimal bone and maxillary bone were removed. I conduct the local flap to cover the shock. Okay, this picture is the certificate that show the wound complete healing. The third case is the giant orbital meningioma, 45 years old woman present in our hospital with proptosis, sometimes bleeding and pain. Examination, we saw the conjunctiva keratinization by exposure, the inflammation some of the eyelid, the consistence of the tumor very hard and unclear. The CT scan show the mass of the tumor occupy the whole of the orbit, but not destruction. The patient was confirmed with total exaggeration. Also is the challenge with the cosmetic, the socket reconstruction. But the most of the patient that I did, when we asked for the cosmetic surgery, the most of all is refused for any surgery. This the basal cell orbital involved. We did the total exaggeration. This one is the advanced small cell carcinoma, and this slide the more of I did with the exaggeration for the children is the advanced state of retinoblastoma, but we have melanoma and lacrimal gland carcinoma and lymphoma also. For the successful treatment with the orbital exaggeration, we need to sometimes cooperate with the other services like the surgeon, neurosurgeon, or oncology when the tumor spread to the kidney or spread to the brain. We conduct a small research retrospective study during 2003 to 2006 at the Eye Hospital. We have total exaggeration. The total number is 37. That in that amount we have some male for 20, female 17, adult 25, and children 12. That in that we have extensive exaggeration set, subtotal exaggeration 12, and total exaggeration is the 10. This the number that we separate the graph. We saw the most of the patient with the children exaggeration is 11. We very high for 11 the number of 40. Because for the retinoblastoma in Cambodia, the most of the time the patients come to present in our clinic is the advanced state, like my picture. And for the oculoplasty, I think the most of the doctor that meet the patient and send to my center, only my center that we conduct the exaggeration, and we have some oncologists in there. Yeah. Thank you so much for your attention. Any question?
I have a question. Great presentation. Out of the 37 exaggerations that you had over 3 years, that's a lot. My question is, what is the morbidity of those cases? So what happened to those 37 patients?
I think, so like I said, the more of infiltration that we need in the children is the retinoblastoma in the left-hand stage. Because for the oncology, we need to remove with the biopsy histopathology and we start to treat the patient. Yeah.
Thank you. That's very interesting stuff. Okay, may I invite Associated Professor Kampua Suthisambat-King, the Director of National Ophthalmology Center of VDO, to give such a gift for AECOM gift to the Associated Professor Ophthalm from Canada. And also Dr. P. also. Please welcome.
And right now we like to have a lunch break for 45 minutes and then we will be back here at 1:15 to continue on the next topics. 1:15 everybody. Thank you.